What's up guys, Calvin here. Today I'm going to show you how to reset the Crossfire Nano Receiver on the BLV4. We have a lot of customers saying they don't know how to reset the Crossfire Nano. So in here I'm going to show you how to do it. It's very easy. So first of all, you need to get a USB power and hold the bind button on top. And be careful, this kind of bind button, it's SMT style and it's not that I would say it's not that strong that can handle metal material like screwdriver or plier, and then you apply a lot of force to poke into it. It will cause damage. So when you use this bind button, please be careful. If you damage the bind button, it's basically user error. It's not the product issues for sure, because this kind of button is very brittle. So be careful when you use the bind button. Let's start the reset process. In here, I'm going to just use my fingernail to hold it down, and then power on with a USB port. And then when you power on the USB port, you can see there is a green light flashing. This is the Crossfire Nano Receiver LED indicator light. You see it's flashing fast, and then hold it down one more time. And then you will see the light. It's flashing slow and flashing quick again, and release it. And just let it wait for a bit. And you see the frequency of the light flashing, it will turning faster and then become a slow flashing. And maybe later on it will turn to solid red color or like flashing red. Let's wait for it. With this case, I mean, if I have my radio on, I realize if I have my Crossfire TX module on, after the reset it will flashing green color, and at this point you can try to bind it, and it shows binding, and it will shows update Nano RX confirmation needed. So it will require you to update the Crossfire Nano through the TX on air. Because after the reset, it's basically bring the Crossfire Nano to the factory default. Whatever the factory put into the Crossfire originally, it will bring it back to that firmware. And then if your TX using the different firmware with the RX will listen to the TX, and TX will need to update the firmware on the RX to make it match in order to bind together. So let's do the update. Just click confirm. And it shows in progress. And sometimes this should shows a percentage on the screen. If something happened like that, do it again, and then there might be something wrong to causing the problem. I think it's probably the Lewis script had bug or whatever, but if I have issues, like if it's still stuck into a red flashing line and it's not turning to green, it doesn't matter. Even during the update, you exit the update and you unplugged it, you can still do the reset to bring it back to the factory default. Let's do it again. Hold the button, plug in the power, quick flashing, and hold the button down and keep holding it. Slow flashing, and then later on it will turn to quick flashing. After it turn to quick flashing, release the button and just leave it for a second, and let's wait. Now it start slow green light flashing. And in here I would like to turn off the remote and turn it back on, and we can use the TBS agent again.
Throttle warning, welcome to XTX. Switch warning.
Let's get to the TBS agent light. And TX, let's hit bind. Shows binding. Update firmware, confirm. And now it pop out the percentage. See, now it's showing the percentage that looks normal. Let's wait for it. And now it shows the args is loading. Don't interpret. It's basically the args is loading the firmware to its MCU. And now it shows slow green light flashing, and on the radio shows binding OK. Now it's done. See, after it bound to the radio, it will show a solid green light. That means it's already bound together, and that's it. Even I hit binding again, it will show in progress, but when you exit it,
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
it's already bound. Yep, that's it. So it's pretty simple. If you have any problem, if you already mess up the receiver setting, you can basically do a reset to bring it back to normal. And if one time it doesn't work, do another time, a second time. It just hold the bind button, plug it on, and then it will show quick flashing green light. Release the button, press the button again, and it will shows fresh. The green light will shows flashing in a high frequency, and later on it will turn to a slow frequency. And after that, just release the bind button, just as what I showed previously, and you can get it back to normal, the factory default. You can get it back to the factory default, and after that, bind it to a radio. Your radio will update the firmware by air to get it back to work, and that's it. All right, thanks for watching.